Here we are. Here we are. Another town hall. Oh my God, I'm so excited about it. I was going to say, here we are, week number. I don't have any idea what week we are, so who really cares anyway? Right, Sally? Who cares?
That's it. That's it. Now, this is fun.
This is a lot of fun. And first thing I want to mention before we go into anything is that you may have noticed in our video commercial, one of the books it's a black cover, and it's called Action Takers Who Gain by Losing. Well, we have a brand new book cover design for that because we brought together this book particular has only women in it. So we decided to change the name to Women Action Takers Who Gain by Losing, and then decided to have all the authors who are participating to vote on the cover. And the winning cover is dun 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 dun. What do you think, Sally?
I love this cover.
What do you love about it the most?
Well, the colors. I think that blue, and pulling the blue out of the clock into that little band there, and the clock and the whole thing, because the intermittent fasting is about, drinking the water at for a certain amount of times and then eating in your little window. And so that really just shows what the whole book is about. So,
yeah, I agree. Because it even has, in the clock, it has like from this time to that time, which is showing from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, that would be your eating window. And then it shows a bottle of water because when you're not eating, you're not eating. Okay. So you're drinking water. There's some other things that, some people believe you can, drink black coffee. I say, no, just water. That's it. But there's some other beliefs in that. And so it's cool because the intermittent fasting, I started doing it about 6-7 months ago when I met Paige Davidson inside of a clubhouse room, and she was talking about it. I was like, what is this intermittent fasting thing? And I looked into it and saw she had lost 110 pounds by doing intermittent fasting. But most importantly, she had gotten rid of a lot of the ailments that she had. She was having trouble walking around. And so by losing the weight, she had less inflammation, which made it easier for her to walk around. So anyway, there's a lot of great stories in this book. Super excited for you all to read this book. That one is launching. Ooh, what's our launch date? That's May 29th of May, I think. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's
right. So it's right around the corner. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about that because we're going to be changing our video. Belle, get ready. You're going to change our video. But we're changing our video to add
you got to add more books, right? Add all the new books.
Yes, exactly. Which, talking about that, we're not going to talk about all the books today. We did that last week. If you didn't see last week's episode, please go back and watch it. It's on YouTube, LinkedIn. If you're watching us on LinkedIn or Facebook, please go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. It's called Women Action Takers. Go subscribe to the channel over there, and then you'll be notified when all of our videos come out. So next up, though, Sally, we're going to talk about one of the ways today and every week. We're going to announce a different way that you can make money by having a book or make money with your book. One of those ways is book signing. So you create a book signing event in a local, tea shop or coffee shop or a breakfast shop or whatever. Just create a book signing event. It doesn't always have to be at a bookstore. You can do them at bookstores as well. But Sally, you had a successful one with one of the authors of Wellness for Winners, Rami Ganzer is getting her name mixed up with somebody else's. So many amazing people. So you and Rami put together this book signing event, and it was very successful. So why don't you go and talk about that today?
Yeah, Rami reached out to me, and she's like, I got a friend that owns a local coffee house here in town, and Rami lives the next town over from me. And so she said, you want to go meet me over there for lunch one afternoon, and we'll talk to her and see if maybe we can do a book signing. So her and I went over there, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months ago, and we talked with the owner, and she was like, yeah, I'd love to have you guys, come on a Saturday after the lunch crowd is gone, because it's usually quiet, by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you came from like 3 to closing, you could, set up a table and people come in. So that's what we did. And we made up a flyer with the two of us. We used our marketing materials that you guys gave us, and we put our quotes on the flyer, and we put the flyer in the coffee shop, and we posted it up on our social media, both of our social media accounts, and invited all our family and friends to come. And we each purchased, I don't know, 15 books at the author's discount, rate because
Mm-hmm,
we, when
mm-hmm.
you're an author, you get the author discount rate. So we each ordered a dozen or more books, and we brought them with us. We had 15 people show up, and throughout the 2 or 3 hours, people were coming in. Oh, here you are. Come sit down. Talk to us. They were going up and grabbing a coffee and coming sitting down, and we were signing the books and chatting with them. And it was just a really fun time. It was nice to catch up with Rami because her and I sat there for the whole afternoon just talking with the different people and what was going on, and signing the books. And it was just a really fun event. And we each made some money on it. We sold the books for they are being charged on Amazon for them with our signatures. They should have been charging more, but we didn't.
Well, how much did you charge? Because you broke out right there. You said we charged.
We charged $20. That's what because it's $19.99 on Amazon. So we charged $20 for the books.
Right. So they charge 20. I usually charge 25 for my autograph, but she did charge more than she purchased them for. So here's the thing is when you work with us at Action Takers Publishing, all of your books, you'll get them at a discounted price. They're called an author discount. And so they said they bought 15 books each, right? So they bought 15 books at a deeper discounted price, and they sold them for $20. So they made some money. Now there's not a lot of money in book sales unless you're, selling like Stephen King, J.K. Rowling, something like that. But you can still make some of your money back from a book signing. Now, stay tuned with us. Every week, we're going to introduce you to a different way that you can use your book to make money. So make sure you tune in with us every single week so you can get that. So, Sally, what was your favorite part of the book signing event? The favorite part?
Probably with all the people coming in and just sitting and chatting with them, and signing the books. I just love meeting all the different people. So
Especially after 2 years of COVID, right?
exactly. Well, I think everyone was just wanting to come out, and
Yeah.
it was rainy, but it had held off for the time that we were there, so it wound up. It was good.
That's cool. It reminded me, you said everybody wanted to come out, wherever you are. You know where that's from?
Yeah.
Meet the young lady who fell for the star. Wizard of Oz, for all those who don't know. Okay, so that's awesome. And I put on the bottom there, if you want to become, a best-selling author, you want to publish your book, go ahead and reach out to us, actiontakerspublishing.com. Okay, so that is fantastic. I love it. Let's talk next about our next book that we're launching called The Book I Read, The Stories of Transformation. Absolutely amazing. I'm hosting a launch party that date, March 29th. It's going to be several hours of that day that I'm holding a launch party, and it's going to be streamed to the same channel you're watching on right now. So whether you're on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or on YouTube, we're going to be launching it that day, and we're going to be interviewing all the authors in the book. It's going to be a fabulous, fabulous day. And then after that, Sally, you have what going on?
I have an after party on Zoom for all the authors. So we all the authors meet on Zoom, and we just have a little celebration of what we did. So that's my favorite part.
Celebrate good times. Come on. I might just have to sing like a little snippet of a song after everything that's said. What I love about launch day is just like what you mentioned about the book signing event is everybody coming together, right? I love people. I love being with people. And even though it's virtual, I still get a lot of energy from it. Just from being here with you, one person here, my energy picks up from it because I love people. So doing those launch day interviews, I can hardly sleep that night, the night after, because the night before I sleep like a baby because I'm like, I know what's coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. But then the night after, I can hardly go to sleep because I'm just so wired up from all the excitement of the book launch. And our last book, Wellness for Winners, which is the one that you guys had your book signing on for Wellness for Winners. That book hit international #1. Well, it hit #1 in under 2 hours, and then it hit the international #1 in under 5 hours. And that was so exciting. So that's, now we have goals, right? We're going to can we beat that one?
Exactly.
Eventually it'll be like, there won't be anything to beat because it'll be, okay, the second we launched it, we hit #1. So it'll be anticlimactic. Just kidding. But I'm super excited about this book. This is one that, if you haven't heard us talk about it before, this whole book came up kind of by accident, really. And this is one of our low charge books that we put out every, twice a year. We put out one book that's a very, very low cost because we want to introduce people to the opportunity to become a writer, and be part of something
Right.
like this. So this whole book came about because my husband, he's a musician. He writes music, and he loves to listen to different musicians, just songs and stuff. And he was listening to this song by a group called the Talking Heads, and they're a group from the 1970s. And they played this song called "The Book I Read." It's an absolutely ridiculous song. Go watch it on YouTube. It's very ridiculous, but fun and goofy and stuff, right? And so he just walked by me one day. He said, "You guys should write a book called The Book I Read." And I was like, "Oh my God, I love that idea." And then so I was talking to Sally about it, and we came up with, like, we don't want this to be a book review. We don't want this to be like your thought about the book. What we want is we want to know what kind of transformation came from you reading a book. Like, what was a transformation that happened? So these stories, Sally, these stories are absolutely incredible. I
Yeah.
know you've read them all as well. So what is your thought on, like, what was your biggest surprise? Don't give us the name of the book, but like, what was your biggest surprise from a transformation that somebody got from one of these?
Yeah, I think it's just, the nature of some of these books. We had a cookbook, we had a math textbook, we had a Dr. Seuss children's book. All of those. You look at those, and then there's a lot of the old standards. The How to Win Friends and Influence People, and um, uh, Think and Grow Rich is in there a couple of times. But yeah, I think just the diversity of books that are in this, I think it's going to surprise people.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I love it. This is a great book. I'm excited for this one to launch, to hit that, of course, that number one international, but more importantly, for you to read the book and see what you gain from it, because there's going to be some books in here. At the end of the book, we put like a whole list of all of the books, and then in whose chapters you can read the book in. So make sure you especially go to the back and purchase as many of those books as you want. They're just
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
I think this is going to be a book too that, for people are going to give away to someone who's struggling and going through a hard time. Here, here's a list of 50 books, or 47, 48 books or whatever, that have changed other people's lives. Maybe one of these will change yours. So I think, that this may wind up being something that people are going to gift to friends. Um,
I think so
so
too. Yeah, it's really an amazing compilation again of the transformations that came from reading a specific book. Mine was actually just from reading the title of a chapter. So you'll have to go in and see which
yeah.
book I chose.
Yeah, and what's exciting too is a lot of these authors are first timers. We have a whole lot of authors that are first time in this book, so I'm really excited about them in launch day, because that's like my favorite part is seeing. I remember my first launch, the first time I was in a launch party, and our book launched for the first time, and I was just like spellbound. It was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? So I'm really excited for the first time authors.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So we're going to talk about one of our books today. We're going to talk about She is an Overcomer. So this is a book that's coming up, and it's this is for women, obviously, because it's called She is an Overcomer. So this one is, women sharing their stories of overcoming adversity. There's something that's happened in your life that really maybe shook you to your core, but you came out of it. And how did you come out of it? See, all of our books are intended to inspire and motivate people to take action. And this is going to be one of those books as well, by Dara Bose. Real women, real stories, inspiring you to overcome your challenges. So Sally, what's your thought on this book coming up? I'm super excited about, well, I'm
Yeah.
super excited about all of our books, but I'm a little partial.
Well, you know what? I mean, this one for me, because I sat with Dara when she was discussing the idea for this book, and her and I got together, and she reached out to me and said, I have an idea for a book, and she said, I don't know what to call it. I don't have a title. So her and I were brainstorming, and I said, I love the whole overcomer, because I had written a Bible study called Be an Overcomer. And I said, and then she started breaking out into the song by Mandisa called Overcomer. And we were like, she's like, I really like that too. So I'm like, all right, well, how could we use that in a title? And so her and I did a little brainstorm, and we came up with the She is an Overcomer. And I love this book cover. Um,
Yeah, this one's
yeah,
so
the
good.
colors and everything. So yeah, so she's really excited for it. I think we already have 8 or 9 women registered to be in this book.
And we're
And
looking for more.
we're
Looking
looking
for
for
a
more.
total.
So yeah,
Yeah.
if you've overcome a challenge and you want to write about it, we would love to have your story in this book.
Yeah, definitely. Please reach out to us. Again, we're at actiontakerspublishing.com. If you want to share your story in this book, as of the taping of this right now, which is March 21st, the first day of spring. Whoop, whoop. As of this moment right now, we have 20 spots available. So if you're interested in being part of that book, reach out to us. There is a cost to be in the book. Just reach out to us and we'll talk to you all about it, answer all of your questions. We want to make sure that, our job at Action Takers Publishing is to make your job fast, fun, and easy. Like that's our whole mission, is to make this a fun, fast, and easy process for you. So please, hop on board, join us, share your story in this book. It's 2,000 words. You write a chapter, not an entire book. So it's nowhere near as daunting as writing your whole book. And so we would love to have you be part of that. So Sally, any parting words before we head out for the day?
I think I'm good. Let's just go out there, everyone, and take some action.
Take some action, make it happen. Your story matters. Your story does matter. I remember the first time that somebody told me that my story mattered. I was attending an event. They had read my book, The Year of Fears, and they said, "Oh my God, I read the first 14 pages and I already broke through 5 fears." It was that moment that I realized that our stories have value. Our stories have power to empower others to change their lives, but they're not going to be empowered if we don't share that story. So get out there, share your story with the world, and we are ready to help you to make that happen. And Linda Sunshine West with Sally Green of Action Takers Publishing, and we'll see you next week on our town hall.
I want to thank these ladies. Many of them I never knew before the book, and now I know them. So it took an entire team to make this work. As you said, Sally, winning in those categories, none of us did it on our own. It was a collaborative effort. We've got Dionne Roberts from the UK. I'm sure you'll hear from her in a moment. But for me, and I've been publishing. I have a solo book. I have a couple other book collaborations. But this was a unique experience because from start to finish, everything was in motion. The method of communication, no author left behind, for some that may have struggled in getting their chapters done or slide them in under the wire. And everyone was treated equally the same. It didn't matter who you were and how many books you'd written. And Shannon's shaking her head about that because it didn't matter. We're all doing this together. So I love this unity and this community of us all getting there together and having the tools and everything that we need. All of the marketing materials are phenomenal. I'm going to just say this. It feels like the Super Bowl. There's 2 teams playing, but only one team's going to win, but they have to have the marketing materials ready. So I watched the Super Bowl right after. There goes the Rams with all the, you won. Of course, they had to have the other team ready also. Well, this team was ready. They were ready with the #1 stickers. And I guess, halfway through the day, here we are getting our marketing materials with the #1 Amazon sticker on it. Who does that? Action Takers Publishing does it. I love it. I'm holding that close to my chest. I'm going to be using those pictures from years to come. But to just have it all ready and prepared, because you know what, Sally? You guys believed in us. Yep. You believed we were going to hit #1. And I love it. I'll take this to write again. Thank you.
And the fact that you got your whole family involved too.
Yes,
So-
yes. My husband's involved. You know, we had to work some appointments around this. As a matter of fact, I've got one after this. He was so kind to put, you know, his something that's very important to him on hold. So I'll be doing that. And I schedule something before it. I do run a business. I scheduled all those things around that. But today this calendar said book launch. And my husband was so kind to work with me and eat his dinner around all of this too. He had to wait, but he was so patient. So it takes, you know, if you're in a household and it's more than just you, they have to be a part of the process. They have to be a part of this. It is community at home.